Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
Hey.
Is it time?
It's time.
Well, then get over here.
Oh, crap.
I mean, I know you like yourself.
I mean...
You just said before we started that you're your favorite person.
I said you're my favorite person.
Oh!
And you said, yeah, so am I.
Well, then I had it all backwards.
You did. You did.
Because you're my
favorite person.
You're my
yeah, so am I.
You're my fourth favorite person.
Oh, cool.
No, wait. You're my eighth favorite.
Hang on.
10th.
I'm glad you said this over here because I'm gonna just dig this hole for you. Just.
You're
good.
well.
Ooh,
you're,
look.
It's Dusty. See, here's the thing. It's the Krisha and Frank show, and you can watch us on YouTube. And I hope you are watching this on YouTube because if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Google or Spotify or iHeartRadio or Amazon or all of the things, TuneIn, Stitcher, blah, 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 you might want to go to youtube.com/Krisha and Frank and check out this episode because we are not on the podcast porch. In fact, the podcast porch is directly on the other side of this fireplace. And we're inside, and apparently the fireplace, as you can tell, is dusty. It hasn't been used in probably 10 years, or so. Jerry thinks 7.
So does it do that thing when you do like every time I have a fire, I smoke out my whole house, and it was
I don't know. No, it was fine. Last time we used it, it was fine.
Yeah.
And then I saw something on the news that said, your fireplace can kill you, film at 11. And I didn't watch the story, so I just stopped using the fireplace.
Okay, that's good.
Because I thought, well, if it can kill me, I should just stop. Because it had something to do with cleaning it.
My new place has 3 fireplaces, and none of them are actually working.
They're boarded up, though, right? Or bricked up?
Yeah.
Well, when we first moved here, which was a long time ago.
Which is why the house smokes up every time I build a fire. Just out there.
In front of the bricked up fireplace. Well, when we first moved here, we used to use the fireplace quite a bit. And remember when I had Steve's Tree Service come?
Yeah.
When they cleaned out all of that brush, you know what they found? The wood pile that we used to use for fires, and all the wood had just rotted away.
Yeah, so now you need more wood.
I definitely... In fact, you know what? We can have DJ wood.
What?
That's not a euphemism. There's a guy... See, we used to be DJs. There's a guy...
I'm trying so hard to go with you here.
All right, I'll stop.
Okay.
Help me out.
So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to, with the first time in a decade, not only have a fire, but not worry about it.
Oh my, look at the dust on this.
And there's a reason why.
Yes.
I'm trying to help you here.
You are helping.
Yeah.
You're helping more than you know.
Y'all.
I don't normally allow people inside the house.
There's
a reason why.
We're gonna get intimate for a second.
There's a reason why we do the show outside is because Krisha's not normally allowed indoors.
Right. I'm allowed to pee and I'm allowed to go back outside.
Just barely.
But right now, this man is tight as a tick.
I put on long pants for this.
He did. He's tight as a tick. He's so lovely, but let's get real. He doesn't like having people in here.
No.
It stresses him out.
No.
And currently...
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
There's people everywhere. Oh, I jacked it up. There's people. There's
8 people now.
There's people everywhere. And you're gonna be okay.
And would you believe that Deborah Malden wanted Channel 10 to come over or Channel 6 to come over? Imagine how stressed I would have been if they had shown up.
We're not big enough for that.
No. We're just the Krisha and Frank show on your podcasting.
So right now, there's so many people in here because we have an actual task that's going to happen today.
Right. Deborah called up and said, "Hey, Krisha and Frank, we love your show, and so do the folks at Tennessee Fireplace and Chimney." And I said, "Oh, that's fascinating. I have a fireplace that I can't use, and I have a chimney that no one has stuck anything up in years." So, what I believe they're going to be able to do is give my chimney a chimneyoscopy. You remember how much I enjoyed my colonoscopy? It was one of the best days of my life.
You know, I'm thinking we should have drugged you for this too.
Yes. Because they propofol me. I'll have to tell the true story. I'm laying there with just a hospital gown on, flapping in the breeze, wide open to the people. They're listening to the radio station that I used to work for. And at the time I did work for. And they're looking at the paperwork, and it occurs to, and I say something, and they're like, "Oh, you're Frank." And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good.
Uh-huh.
They're like, well, and I had filled out the paperwork, I thought, and they come over with a clipboard and say, we need you to autograph this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I signed all that. You've already given me the drugs. And they hand it to me, and in my drugged out haze, it looks like it's a clipboard with a blank piece of paper on it. And I say, this is a blank piece of paper. And they're like, yeah, we just want you to sign it to...
They wanted your actual
They wanted my
autograph.
actual celebrity autograph because they were about to take pictures of my rear.
The same thing happened to me.
Come on.
When I had cervical cancer, let's think about what you're doing when you have cervical cancer and you go into the... And they hit me with the drugs, and the nurse goes, I listen to you every morning. And she's getting ready to be all up in my junk, and I listen to you every morning.
Yeah, well...
Don't comment on people when you're in their private areas. Don't comment about their job.
And then,
get out of here.
You know what she did the next day? The lady with the colonoscopy assistant?
What?
She sent me a Facebook friend request, which I did not accept.
Like, if you have been up in my business, I'm not going to approve you on Facebook.
And I am not.
I'm sorry.
And
You've seen more of me than my kids. So.
And I am not going to approve those photos on Timeline Review. Untag myself.
Okay, we got to get to business.
All right.
We're going to be here forever.
Heavens to Betsy.
So anyway, you were talking about somebody reaming your fireplace.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna get up there with a camera.
Yeah.
And we've got DJ Wood.
DJ,
and with David
please
Montgomery.
come save us. DJ.
Because we've got
somebody,
these are
anybody.
guys.
David, DJ,
Who's
anybody.
coming first?
Who's, both of you.
Well,
Get
DJ,
in.
come again. Well, scooch in.
Yeah.
So this is DJ Wood sitting down first, and next to him is it's all right. You can get close.
Scoot on
And next
in.
to him is David Montgomery.
Hi,
and it turns
David.
out David and I knew each other before. We met at a PBS pledge drive 10 years ago or thereabouts. And now you're with Tennessee Fireplace and Chimney. And from what I understand from stalking you online, the company has really grown. I mean, your Joshua was doing it and kind of getting recommendations, but something changed in his mind that he decided, oh wait, and the company has just grown in leaps and bounds.
Correct. Yeah, just a few years ago, like any other industry that's out there, there's a circuit. Like there are conventions and so forth. And he was doing all these conventions and learning from people and talking to people. And he just kind of said, I can turn this into much larger than just me.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and we have been growing leaps and bounds. And right now, from talking to our distributors and so forth, we're probably one of the largest or the fastest growing fireplace and chimney companies in the entire country right now.
That's
awesome.
outstanding.
Right here, and it's just all because we're putting customer first, and we're willing to, we're just willing to try our best to serve our customers and trying to educate our public. And that's why we're here today, because that's one of the reasons.
Obviously, I think that I'm an ideal candidate for this because out of negligence and ignorance, I have been afraid to use my fireplace. I loved having fires back in the day, and but like I said, I saw some scare tactic on the news, and I didn't know who to call. I didn't think I could afford it, and I didn't do anything except stop using the fireplace. So when you find somebody like me, what do you do?
Educate.
Educate.
That's the first.
So I saw y'all react whenever I said every time I have a fire in my house, I smoke out the house, and you all both went.
Yeah.
So if that's something you're experiencing, what is happening? What is happening in your fireplace? Because I know it's not good.
Usually it's downdraft issues, negative pressure. So your house envelope has a pressure inside of it. When you have an opening that's going to be drawing air into it, that's where it's going to find the path of least resistance. Older homes don't usually have that issue just because of all the leaky windows and doors that are around.
So I got that going for me.
So in the newer homes, what you're finding is where it's a much tighter house envelope. The house has to get air from somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a 13 opening straight outside.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
drawing down through it.
That's the truth.
If you're smelling your chimney at any time, then you've got issues.
So that would mean the buildup of soot, buildup of ash, buildup of what?
Squirrels.
Moisture.
Squirrels. I did have, I think I had some bats in there at one point. So we had somebody come and put a cap on it to keep the bats out. So but that's been, how long ago was that? That was a long time ago. Yeah, so those bats are dead by now.
So what are you guys going to be doing today for Frank's decade have not used fireplace?
So what we're going to do today is we're going to start by sweeping out the fireplace itself to determine draft to make sure that we're not going to have any negative pressure issues.
When do you stick the camera up it?
After we get done sweeping.
All right, that's the part I'm excited about. But we do appreciate you being here. That's David Montgomery. This is DJ Wood. We're Krisha and Frank. And oh boy, we're going to be ready for Santa.
We use a rotary technology system because it's better than the brooms. The brooms tend to damage the sides sometimes, and they will also, if you're using pipe, sometimes you'll pop the pipe apart from each other. So we use this rotary technology. It's easier on your chimney. It's easier on pipe if you have a pipe.
And this is the...
This is our pink loaner camera. Adelaide.
Yeah. The company that creates these, when we have to send them back in to get repaired, they send us a pink one.
I think I lost a toy up there several years back. And in fact, it'd be about 15 years. If you find it, you can keep it.
Will do. All right, Frank. So right now we're inside of your smoke chamber. Okay, so that's going to be the area.
Say that again more slowly.
We're inside the smoke chamber of your fireplace. So that is going to be arguably the hottest place of your fireplace system other than the fireplace itself. That's where all the flue gases hang out, all the heat that's coming off the top. They gather in that area first before they go up through the flue system. What we want to see is that area to be shaped like a funnel and poured smooth or stuccoed smooth so that it doesn't allow for turbulence that's going to decrease the draft. Okay? So right off, what I'm seeing in here, there's a large breach there in the side of the smoke chamber. What that will do is that will allow for air to be pulled from inside the chimney structure into the fireplace, and that will decrease draft. At that, you want this to be a sealed system, almost like, if you think of it like a straw in your drink, you wouldn't want to have a bunch of slits cut into the straw as you're going up to the top. You'd want to be solid all the way to the top. Chimney systems are the same way. Looks like we're still missing some mortar here. The mortars fell out. That's a pretty common construction defect. What they'll do is they'll use the wrong type of mortar inside of the fireplace, inside of the chimney structure. And then over time, just due to the different expansion properties of the mortar and the brick or the tiles themselves, that will start to fall out over time.
Oh, wow. So we have colonoscopized or chimneyoscopized.
That was really cool.
My chimney, and it looks horrible. But I don't think it's all my fault. It can't be all my fault, because I haven't had a fire in here in half the time I've lived here.
No, a lot of it was construction defects from the time that it was constructed.
Okay.
And there's probably
Are
a
the
lot
people
more.
we bought the house from still alive? I think they're dead.
I don't believe that uneducation falls under full disclosure.
Oh, okay. So, all right, so here's a good point. If you are buying an older house, like Jerry and I did, we had home inspector and we had all the normal things, but we didn't have a chimney inspection before we bought the house. And this house was built in 1978, so we probably should have thought of that.
It should have been. So NFPA 211 requires that for any
Yeah,
real
hear
estate
that?
sale,
What does that mean?
the National Fire Protection Agency.
Okay.
That's who puts together their codes and ethics books. So in there, when you have a real estate transaction, when there's a transfer of property, you should have at least a level 2 inspection.
Okay.
Which basically, what we did today so far was a level 1 with a camera scan.
Okay. Wow. Well, obviously there's some work to do, so you and I will talk off camera about that. So it's going to be a bit before I should not have a fire until repairs are made.
Correct.
But the question, though, is now that it's nice and clean, can Santa fit down that chimney and not,
I think so. He won't get
Because,
dirty.
Santa and I are personal friends.
I think I saw Santa earlier.
He's been sneaking around.
I feel like I've been losing my mind.
He's a jolly old elf.
So,
and he's been snooping on me to make sure I've been naughty or nice or whatever I'm supposed to be.
So really quickly, contact information, get you guys out to not only do what you've just done for Frank with a level 1 inspection, but even if you're in a real estate transaction, or if you're like me and you want to kind of figure out if you can get your fireplace working again.
can do that. So you can contact us either through our website.
Facebook is TN Fireplace, but the website is TN Chimney.
See, you know more about than I do. Why am I doing
I
it?
told you I was stalking you guys online.
Or you can call us 865-922-2262.
All right, thank you, DJ Wood. Now come on, say hi to the main man right here.
Good job. Hey, I'm proud of you. Oh, well,
Sam.
I'll tell you, Mrs. Claus is going to be so thankful.
Why?
She gets so upset when I get soot
Sooty?
and dirt and crap all over the suit.
I was planning on a big roaring fire on New Year, Christmas Eve.
Also, why I'm thankful that they came by to talk you out of that, because I burned my tushy.
But no, we'll get things fixed up.
But you learned
Yes.
that you have to be safe. And you have to be careful, and you guys have to know if you light a fire, you're taking a risk if the fireplace is not clean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where TN Fireplace and Chimney and places like that come in handy.
That's the
So
truth.
always get your fireplace checked, and as long as it's coming up to Christmas, you might as well get it done now.
Exactly.
Before I get there, and then Mrs. Claus will thank you guys too for not making me such a mess.
I was thinking we are overdue for a cold winter. You know, we've had a couple of mild winters in a row here in East Tennessee, and I think we're due for a cold one. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've
know.
talked to a couple of the weather people, and of course, Sky Globetrotter is planning out my trips, and
That's
she's
one of
been
Santa's
talking.
elves.
Yes, that's one of my elves
In
that
fact,
does
isn't
the
there a book?
navigation.
Isn't there a book about Sky Globetrotter and all the different
Well,
elves?
as a matter of fact, there's a few books out there. Yes, there's the Santa's Elf series with my elves.
Oh, wait a second. I've got my coffee mug.
And of
Here,
course,
this is the.
yeah,
I think this.
that's mine.
It's a year old.
No,
You know,
that's
when
okay. We've got older ones than that, and I still eat them.
When I was little, Santa would always hang candy canes on our Christmas tree, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome, dear. And you always left me the best cookies.
Thank you.
Thank
carrots.
You for that. And carrots for the reindeer.
But I have my book from.
Yes,
my
the
coffee
Christmas
mug.
Eve Journey.
That's a great book.
Yes, that is our book. That is my telling of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So yeah, you can hear it from my point of view.
So the North Pole, thenorthpolepress.com has got the links for all of that great stuff that we're talking about. And Mrs. Claus draws the pictures of the elves.
She's my illustrator, and yes,
It must be really hard though, because they're very fast. So the pictures sometimes she's trying to draw them, and they're just. Zzz.
What we've done is we're now taking pictures of them on the move, so that way she can kind of look at it as she draws.
They
them
have
and
all the
that-
magic that we don't have.
In and out, in
Yeah,
and out.
yeah.
So
like me.
I was going to ask you for a new podcast camera for Christmas, but now I'm thinking,
Well,
I need some. What do I need? Bricks.
you know,
Hurry
your
down.
your list is getting quite extensive. I can think of several things you need. So
Better personality.
yeah. No, don't change your personality. I couldn't handle it.
Well, I want to say thank you to Santa and the NorthPolePress.com, and I want to say thank you to Josh for sending his whole crew over from Tennessee Fireplace and Chimney, to Deborah Malden for hooking up all of this stuff, because now I finally know what I've got to get done.
And thanks for letting me finally come in your house.
Yeah, about that.
He's funny about that. You
Yeah.
know, that's why I have to come at night,
Yeah.
and I can only do it once a year.
Me too.
Because he doesn't let me in otherwise, you know. And God forbid if you mention his pool, he gets all crazy and won't let you get near it, you know, or his fig trees. So,
He knows all your secrets,
oh, no,
which means he
few
knows
of
all
them.
mine. So we gotta go.
Hang on a second. Let's say hi to Artie, Timmy, Charlie, and Lucy.
Yeah.
Hey!
I'm going to make sure that Santa keeps an eye out on you.
And you guys quit fighting so much and be good at home, okay?
Thank you,
I
Santa.
mean, really. We're getting close here. And you got a list too.
They do. Krisha looks so comfortable sitting at
I am.
Santa's feet like that.
You know, hey, she's in your home. She's comfortable.
Well, she can't
You
stay.
gotta let people
She's gotta
do
get
that.
back. Go out to your car. Go out to your car. All right. So thanks
Bye,
so much.
all.
Thanks so much for watching.
I gotta get back up north. So
Krisha and Frank on all the things. Actually, you know what we have to do now is we have to freeze.
For 10
This
seconds.
is a secret. We have to freeze for 10 seconds because I can put up at the end of the YouTube.
Okay.
You have to put the subscribe button. I guess I'll put that over there over Krisha's head, and then I'll put the suggested next video right in front of me. So,
Okay.
all right, ready?
All right.
All right, on the count of 3, we'll do. Thanks for watching.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to be still.
Yeah, I'll still.
Okay.
It's supposed to look like a freeze frame.
Am I still supposed to be still?
For 10 seconds.
I'm not supposed to say anything either.
Stop it, shush. No one's supposed to know.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll edit all this out.
Is this?
Has it been 10?
No.
I can't see the timer.
Santa's the only one being still. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
You done?
I
I'm
think-
the only one that listens.